right now on ESPN2.
Maddie, it is a winter wonderland in beautiful Bozeman, Montana for this FCS semifinal between Montana State and South Dakota State. Ride on in to Bobcat Stadium. The winner gets to go to Frisco to play North Dakota State. Here comes Montana State, the lowest seed to ever host an FCS semifinal. The Bison beat James Madison last night. They await today's winner. South Dakota State was in that game just 7 months ago, trying to get back there. With the College Football Hall of Famer Matt Stinchcomb, I'm Taylor Zarzer. Alyssa Lang is on that field. You'll see her in just a second. We have breaking news. Isaiah Afonso, Montana State's great running back, is not playing today due to an accumulation of knee pain that he sustained throughout the season. So that means Montana State's true freshman quarterback, Tommy Mellott, it's all yours.
And you knock about the fact that he doesn't have a ton of experience. He's only started since the playoffs have begun, but because of the injury at running back that they've just incurred, one of the top rushers in the FCS, and Afonso, you've got a guy that accounted for 5 of the 6 touchdowns versus Sam Houston State and Tommy Mellott. Now he's going to have to carry an even heavier load as a runner. We've seen him throw for touchdowns, catch a touchdown last week, rush for 2 of them. Now he's going to have to get even more carries in a very run-heavy offense. About 65% of the play calls for the Montana State offense stays on the ground. Number 16 is going to have to play a very prominent role.
He's been gashing them in the playoffs. The Jackrabbits of South Dakota State are at full strength. No health issues for their team coming into this game. They got to the championship game 7 months ago, but they've had some bumps in the road since then, Stench.
Yeah, you can tell obviously all season long. Didn't always have a healthy stable of backs. They do today, though. Isaiah Davis, Pierre Strong, an excellent 1-2 punch. Strong runner outside, a perimeter type space player. Davis more downhill, more physical. They want to impose that rushing offense on one of the best rush defenses in Montana State here today.
How do they get back to Frisco? For more on that, let's go to the field and Alyssa.
No shortage of motivation for South Dakota State today, guys. As you mentioned, playing in a championship game just 8 months ago. They fell in that game 23-21, the final, a score still imprinted in their minds, but that's not the only place. Coach Stig had these t-shirts made up that he gave his players after that game with the score listed on them, reminding them that every day, every practice, every workout could get you back to that moment. They've embraced that, but that's not the only source of motivation coming in. Chris Oladokin, the quarterback, told me they assumed they'd be unseeded, knowing they lost 3 regular season games. But once it happened, once they knew they were going to have to go on the road throughout the playoffs, it motivated them even more. They do feel like they're the best team in the country when they're playing their best football, now 1 win away from going back to that championship game.
Alyssa, his team has won the toss. They have deferred. Montana State will receive. This is the 16th meeting between these two schools, dating back to 1956 when they played 3 hours north of here in Great Falls, Montana. Bobcats lead the series 10-5, but the Jacks have won the last 3. And like Stench told you, Montana State coming out there on the field with the true freshman quarterback, Tommy Mellott. Last week against the #1 seed in the playoffs, Sam Houston, he did it all.
You can see the numbers, obviously, as a passer. They're going to want to get him going on the ground. A little bit different role for him in this game, knowing that the inside runner in Afonso not available. Mellott was more of the pull read, get the ball on the perimeter. Now he is going to be more between the tackles type running, something that's different for the Bobcat offense.
With Afonso out, Elijah Elliott is in, and he takes the first handoff of the game. And another freshman, he gets 3 on first down, and Logan Bacchus, will call his name a lot today, makes the tackle. 2nd and 7 for the Bobcats. That is a big blow to your offense, Matt, to not have Afonso, who has been sensational this year.
Well, you look at the amount of production that he's provided for this offense, nearly 120 yards on the ground. And as much as the Bobcats like to keep it in the run game, you're going to have to do it by committee outside of their quarterback and Tommy Mellott.
Lance McCutcheon leaves the backfield. He's to the near side. Mellott throws to him, first down, up near the 40-yard line.
Coming into this game, Tommy Mellott had attempted 35 passes. That's it. And yet, when you go with the football in the air, it's oftentimes towards Lance McCutcheon. That's key in this game. Let that defense see the passing offense, and especially to get an early completion for your young quarterback.
Again, McCutcheon leaves the backfield right before Mellott snaps the football. And in that empty backfield, Mellott running, keeps it, and he's ahead past the 45 for 6 more. Stench, you said they have to have the threat of throwing the football today to keep that Jacks defense honest.
Well, you can see now twice. They motion to an empty backfield, pulls a defender out of that defensive box. So because it lightens up the number of defenders, if there's nothing downfield that you like, take off and run. And you see the play distribution. Heavy run. 66% of the time, they're trying to keep it on the ground. Already here today, a completion and another attempted pass with the scramble.
You saw Brent Vegan, the head coach, just a moment ago, wanting to keep that defense honest. Here's the design run call, and it's a first down. Well, it's right at the sticks. Yes, they give him enough into Jack's territory. First down, Montana State.
And in this game, you can tell, look, there's not a ton of wear and tear on Tommy Mellott. True freshman, seen spot duty. Really, the Idaho game is where he came on. Started to really click in this offense. A guy that they knew probably in the back end of the season they were going to go with him. But he's a new face. They didn't play in the spring season, and so they had to introduce him into this offense. He was blocking, he was tackling, playing other roles. Now here today, we've seen him as a passer and a runner already early in this offensive possession.
This fake to Elliott. Mellott keeps it. Mistake made, and it's a loss back to the 48. Adam Bach, the terrific sophomore linebacker, with the tackle for loss.
Great job of getting in the offensive backfield quickly. Bach's one of those guys, as is Isaiah Stallbird. They're quick trigger guys. Bach is incredibly active in the middle of the defense for the Jackrabbits. Came into the game with 119 total tackles. That time, Mellott had a third option. It looked like to swing it out wide. Instead, he ended up eating the football.
Mellott throws on the run. It's a good ball to McCutcheon, and it's another first down. No, they say incomplete. Didn't hold on to it through the process of falling to the ground. 3rd and 13.
Heavy play fake. You get Mellott on the run. And you see it rolling to his throwing arm side. That's a well-placed football. McCutcheon could have come up with this catch. Well defended. Don Gardner came in there breaking late. It was just enough to keep McCutcheon from coming up with a big catch on the boundary.
Montana State 41% on 3rd down this season. Mellott pumps. And he's ahead, but just past the 45-yard line, down to the 44. It'll be about 4th and 5 here. We'll see if Coach Vegan elects to keep the offense on the field.
Looks as if he's going to kick it away, but it's interesting on that scramble drill, Taylor. They were a little bit stagnant in the secondary. Those receivers, you need to work back to your quarterback. That time, Mellott scrambling to his left. You have to mirror your quarterback. If you're deep, you come shallow. If you're shallow, you run deep. Instead, nowhere to go with the football.
No wind at the moment here in Bozeman. There's a threat of some snow in the second half. Bryce Layton's punt is fair caught by Jackson Yonke at the 11-yard line. What a beautiful scene this is in Bozeman. with the championship looming.
It's NBA Christmas time. Destination.
Ow!
So you think Santa will like these red and green M&Ms?
I don't know. I never met the guy. He does exist!
They do exist. Santa?
I got you, don't worry.
I've started guidance.
Looks like you're home.
This holiday season, hurry in to the BMW Road Home sales event and find your way home in the ultimate driving machine. Receive a credit of up to $2,500 through January 3rd.
You want fries with that?
Introducing Wendy's new hot and crispy fries. Preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. Try them today, only at Wendy's.
Last night in the Fargo Dome in North Dakota, Hunter Lipke had 199 all-purpose yards, 2 touchdowns, including this one. Bison was up, but very late in the game, an interception. How about this? Dustin Talbert with the one-handed grab to preserve the victory. They did have one last Hail Mary chance, couldn't even get the ball out. The Bison are headed back to Frisco after beating JMU last night. 12 straight playoff appearance, seeking their 9th championship in the last 11 years. If you're going to play in Texas, you better bring the Bison to Frisco. Isaiah Davis and Pierre Strong are both in the backfield, and there's already a motion issue for the Jackrabbits.
Offside. Defense number 44. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And that goes against the defense there with Drew Myers, today's referee, with the call there. That's against one of the best pass rushers in the FCS, Daniel Hardy.
Man, it's just a simple motion, right? You know, Daniel Hardy, obviously you can tell, is wound tight. One of the better sack masters at the FCS level with 14 coming into this game.
And 2 of the best tailbacks in the country in the backfield. Oladokin throws, and on the run, it's Jaden Yankee with the catch. He is past the 30-yard line up to the 32. It is a pickup of 15 yards.
So both of these run-oriented offenses getting the ball in the air early. Oladokin, a guy that hasn't been asked to do a ton. He can obviously pass better than what they had at QB in their spring season. They like what he's brought to the passing game, but they do not lean heavily on the passing attack.
It's 84 degrees where Oladokin's from in Tampa, Florida. It was near 0 this morning, and Pierre Strong on the handoff gets 2 up to the 34-yard line. Rylan Ott on the tackle, and Rylan Ort, is going to play a big role in this game. Ty Okada for Montana State unable to play today, so Ort, the redshirt freshman, is in there taking his spot.
And the goal for South Dakota State is to see if they can't motion to where they can get Callahan O'Reilly, number 47, usually a box player, to be that space player as he is right here.
Oladokin throws near side. Nice catch made. And it's a first down by Yankee again. And again, Jaden and brother Jackson, we'll see them catch a lot of balls today. The twins from Madison, South Dakota, 2 of the best at this level.
How about the passing game early now for the Jackrabbits offense? You get Oladokin going early. You see some of the trades and motions that they're doing pre-snap. See if they can get the alignment that they want. But right now, Oladokin starting off with a nice rhythm in the passing game.
Fakes the handoff over the middle, wide open is the big tight end, Tucker Kraft. Kraft is inside the 30 down to the 29. It's a pickup for 25 for one of the best tight ends playing FCS football.
Tucker Kraft, he fits in at any level of football, especially collegiately. You're looking at this guy. He looks the part. He plays the part. Physical at the point of attack. An excellent receiver in the secondary.
And this is a program that had Dallas Goedert, who he's further along than Goddard was through his first 2 seasons. Looks like he's a bit banged up. May work on his left arm a bit.
Yeah, separated shoulder maybe if he fell on the point of that left shoulder.
Oladokin turns and hands to Strong. There's the big hole. Pierre's inside the 20, and he's down near the 15-yard line. The senior from Little Rock, Arkansas, the All-American for 13 more.
Nice push up front. They're able to climb up to the second level. Did a good job there at the line of scrimmage. This is an offensive front at South Dakota State. Offensive coordinator and play caller Jason Hack, also the O-line coach. They take pride in how they play up front. Will challenge the Montana State Bobcat defensive front all game long, especially in their rushing attack.
Michael Morgan going in motion. Strong tries to follow him, but right there is Callahan O'Reilly to make the tackle. The Bobcats defense has been stingy once the opponents have gotten inside the red zone, only allowing 1 red zone touchdown in the last 4 games.
Just phenomenal in this area of the field, a condensed space. But the challenge is, of course, you're facing an offense that's very proficient in the ground game, despite the passes that we've already seen early. That time, Callahan O'Reilly did a great job identifying quickly to make that tackle.
Isaiah Davis joins Pierre Strong in the backfield. Oladokin in between them. He'll throw again. He escapes the pressure, and he slides down inside the 10. He'll be marked down at the 9. That's where he gave himself up. It'll be 3rd and short from there.
And the pressure, if it doesn't get there, he had Jaden Yankee breaking right in the middle of the end zone, just behind the linebacker level. We've already seen excellent job Oladokin that time using his legs to extend a play. Now you're facing one of the best rush defenses in the country in Montana State, but right now that offensive front's done a great job of generating push. And right now you look at it, only 2 receivers out wide.
Davis behind Oladokin. He gets the carry, and he's right near the marker. Trey Webb on the tackle, but I think Davis's extra effort might have been enough. It's going to be close. They're going to say short by maybe the length of the football. Thought maybe Davis's extra effort might have gotten him the spot. It did not. Coach Stiegelmeier keeps the offense on the field.
You could see he tried to bounce that run to the backside. Met almost right away. And now testing the mettle of the Bobcat defensive front. Can they hold up?
It's Oladokin giving to Davis, and he is stoned. Troy Anderson on the tackle, and one of the best players in Bobcats history gives the football back to the offense.
We talked about the red zone defense, but defense for the Bobcats starts and stops with Troy Anderson. He does it all, and he couldn't have come up bigger in that moment. A huge red zone stop for Montana State.
This is no ordinary woman. She's done the incredible. She saved money on auto insurance without sacrificing quality.
Is Mom okay?
She's spectacular.
If you're shopping for auto insurance, switch to Amica, a company known for superhuman service and coverage. Along with some very powerful discounts. Amica Auto Insurance. Get your Amica quote today and save.
Oh, don't forget, gifts for the kids.
Bye.
Hey, give it back! Come on! What? Stop! Get off my bed!
Hey, guys, come on.
I had my own room! Wake up, Roses! What is that?
Check the office.
Oh my gosh, I love it, I love it, I love it! We get our own rooms?
Uh-huh.
When you spend all year serving others, When you lead by example, you don't just land on the nice list, you get rewarded by becoming the top brand in new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Celebrate all the good you've done this year with the lineup of Ram trucks built to serve.
Get 1 full year of no extra cost Sirius XM on us and 0% financing for 72 months plus no monthly payments for 90 days on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
Hey, check it out.
At Lowe's, we're home to great values during the holidays and every day. Where everything comes with competitive prices. And it's all backed by our Lowe's Price Promise, which means if you find an exact product from a qualifying retailer for less, we'll match it, so you can make the most of every single season.
Go back to that big stop by the Bobcat defense. And what they did was they had 3 bigs, the inside linemen. You see that? 3 defensive linemen, guard to guard, are all covered up. That allows Anderson to play free. You see the edge defenders, they play inside gaps, 15 at linebacker. Watch him scrape over the top. That's what forced Davis to have to bounce that run. He wants to get downhill, and instead he has to force it outside, right into the waiting arms of Troy Anderson.
Gives the football back to the offense, and Malott one-hops it to McCutcheon. It'll be second down. And to your point about Anderson, I mean, this guy was one of the best offensive players in school history. He was 10th in school history in rushing with over 2,200 yards. And now he's had nearly 200 tackles in 2 seasons since switching from the offense to the defense. He has 25.5 tackles for loss in just 2 years. Doesn't matter where you put him, Stinch. He makes a difference.
He makes an impact on either side of the ball. In fact, they're even speculating if we'd see him on offense, and may still in goal line scenarios.
Malott hands off to Elijah Elliott, and Elliott gets ahead to the 12. Again, if you're just joining us, Isaiah Fonse, the top tailback for Montana State, who has set the single season rushing record last week, rushing for over 1,500 yards this season, is unavailable due to chronic knee pain. And that means a stable of backs will have to try to replace him today. Malott in trouble, gets out of there. This is what he does best. First down, Montana State, and much more.
That can be so disheartening to a defense. You're sitting there, right, coverage, nowhere to go with this football downfield. But because the defenders' backs are turned to the line of scrimmage, Malott does a great job of escaping in the pocket and picking up a huge gainer to get off his own goal line.
False start. Offense number 80. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Trayton Pickering, tight end, moving early. That was a 21-yard gain for Malott. There's Brent Vegan, head coach, 45 years old in his first season, best first season in school history at 11-2. Came over from Wyoming in January when Jeff Choate left to work for Steve Sarkisian at Texas. Malott again, and he lost the football, and he got it back. It bounced right back to him. What a huge break for the Bobcats there, down near the 35.
Even after it bounced right back on top of him, it looked like maybe Don Gardner for South Dakota State was going to be able to come up with this football. What a fortuitous bounce for Malott, because this ball is out. See it get hatcheted out, and it bounces right back to him. In fact, if he doesn't, as he's rolling over, kind of corral that football with his left arm, it's probably laying on the turf.
I mean, that's like when I hit a tree left of the green and it bounces right on the green 10 feet away. Easy birdie.
Yeah, you do that on purpose.
I mean, that was the ultimate fortuitous break. Can Malott make the defense pay? He throws over the head of a wide open McCutcheon. Third down.
You see the play action in the backfield. Pretty good job of holding up in protection, but you can also see that, you know, look, this is a guy, true freshman, spent a lot of time running the football, and also back-to-back carries. You also wonder, he come back throwing that football. Did that have an impact on that throw with just fatigue?
Now on 3rd and 7, Malott lofts one-on-one. It's caught by Nate Stewart. Stewart's off to the races. It's a touchdown, 64 yards.
Tommy Mallott's pass is complete to Nate Stewart.
Nate Stewart, the graduate from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, transfer player from Akron. I think he might have gotten a break here. The extra point by Glessner is good. It is 7-0 with 3:28 to go. In real time, Stinch, it looked like Stewart might have been shoved out of bounds. We'll talk about this in just a second. His left foot. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Bobcats on top.
Sometimes family is the one you make. Where there's love, there's family. Ritz, a taste of welcome.
I need 3 garlic butter bacon burgers.
Coming right up.
Will someone grab me some more cheese? Keep that garlic butter coming.
Burger up.
Order up. Sonic garlic butter bacon burger.
Belief doesn't wear pads. It doesn't get a helmet. And yet every week, we send it out here. And sometimes it gets crushed. But if it lives on, belief only grows stronger. Until it's strongest when the lights are brightest. Alabama versus Cincinnati, Michigan versus Georgia. One of these teams will make believers of us all.
The American weekend is back. March 5th, the PBR Global Cup, a nation versus nation competition to determine the toughest nation on dirt. And March 6th, the richest single-day rodeo in the world, the American, featuring a live concert performance from country music superstars Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. The American Weekend, March 5th and 6th at AT&T Stadium. Tickets and weekend packages on sale now at SeatGeek.com.
The road home for the holidays, where the ultimate driving machine becomes the ultimate cruise through 3 states machine. The ultimate zip around the corner for mom's cooking machine. And even the ultimate we couldn't get out of there any faster machine. Because at BMW, we know every holiday looks different. So we created the ultimate whatever your road home looks like machine. Hurry in to receive a credit of up to $2,500 through January 3rd.
It is beautiful here at Bobcat Stadium as it is a raucous crowd. It's warmed up, but overnight it was below 0. A lot of snow in the last couple of days. And if you're not used to driving a car in this weather, you can get it stuck. I'm talking to you, Kevin Maloney. So I had to come to the rescue and put this thing in reverse. Look at Alyssa Lang and Russ and Kevin Maloney. Stitch, you're just directing offensive linemen. Your playing days are over, evidently.
Yeah, are you kidding me? I'm retired. If y'all want to push the car, go ahead. I don't know why you're pushing a car that's rolling on its own.
Yonke from the goal line. He's got space. Arm tackle to no avail. Back to the 44-yard line. Now, Stinch, in real time, Nate Stewart, you could see it. He went out of bounds, but it's okay because he was shoved out.
Exactly. Malik Lofton in coverage. He forces him out of bounds. See his left foot? Right there on the boundary. Side judge drops his hat. But you're allowed to do that. Now, if he leaves the field of play willingly, that would be an illegal touching. Instead, he was forced out of bounds because of the defender. Therefore, it makes him a legal catch and a huge play. You scramble off your own goal line. You get a big red zone stop. And the Bobcats able to capitalize on that momentum.
Jackrabbits got inside the 10, turned it over on downs on a 4th and 1. 9 plays, 79 yards, no points. Oladokin turns, hands to Strong. Pierre is past midfield to the 49, to the field, and Alyssa.
You can tell that these two running backs, Pierre Strong and Isaiah Davis, have so much love for each other. They said they call them Thunder and Lightning, though they didn't seem too hot on that nickname. TBD if they could come up with something else. We asked them what some of the keys were offensively for them to get this win. Pierre Strong emphasized no turnovers. We have to have good ball security because this deep in the playoffs, the margin for error is so small. Typically, the team with less turnovers is going to win the football game.
There's no doubt about it. But you can count that red zone stop as a turnover right now.
And it's Strong who's got the first down to the 45-yard line. Troy Anderson makes the tackle, but not before Strong, who got dinged up last week in the first drive of the game, was able to get the first down. He did clear concussion protocol, passed every test. We visited with Coach Stiglmeyer before the game, and he said that Pierre could carry the football as much as he ever could coming into this one.
Yeah, he felt really good about his running back room, and you can rest assured, number 20 and number 22 for South Dakota State. We'll see plenty of number 15 at Montana State today.
Oladokin dumps it off. Nice catch made by Morgan, but all-world linebacker Troy Anderson is everywhere.
He's just such a smart football player. Started out his career, as we mentioned, quarterback. He's even punted as a Bobcat. But in this game, they wanted him to focus his linebacking duties, and already he has definitely paid dividends. One of the best defenders in all the FCS.
2nd and 9. It's a handoff to Strong, and Strong makes a man miss, and he's got daylight. Pierre Strong, touchdown. 44 yards. That is his 40th career touchdown.
And great blocking on the edge to get him to pass the line of scrimmage. But what a move he throws on Trey Webb, trying to come up and run support. See number 2 for Montana State lose his footing. Pierre Strong cuts inside, takes it to the house.
Cole Fromm's extra point ties it up. And after South Dakota State is unable to score inside the 10, takes a punch on defense, they punch right back with their All-American, the FCS leading rusher, Pierre Strong.
Well, that's the Lightning. You know, they said they don't like it, thunder and lightning, whatever. The Lightning came in handy right there. A streak down the sideline, and compliments to the big guys up front and the edge. The perimeter blocking was outstanding to get him upfield. One of the most experienced runners in the game.
The NCAA FCS champion will be crowned January 8th in Frisco, Texas on ESPN2 at 12 Eastern. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. That'll be fun 3 weeks from today on this very network, going on at this very same time. Remember, the Jackrabbits are the only team to beat the Bison this season. And of course, Brent Vigen, the head coach at Montana State, is one of the best Vigen players and assistant coaches in program history, so there'll be great storylines no matter who wins this one. Elijah Elliott from the 2. Tackled at the 15-yard line. They say he was down and whistled at the 16, so Elijah, all this running is for naught, my friend.
You're right. The whistle was blown.
Bobcats, of course, did not play in the spring. Brent Vigen becoming the head coach, losing to the team he used to be with in the season opener in a great game. A 9-game winning streak. Then they lost to their arch rival, the Grizz. In the final regular season game, they make the quarterback change, going from Matt McKay to Tommy Mellott, and the offense has gone off in the playoffs, beating the #1 seed, Sam Houston, last Saturday night in Texas. Jahari Martin, the fake to him. Malott wants to load up. One-on-one for McCutcheon. Got him!
We asked Brent Vegan in the pregame. We're going to see some shots early in this game. You got to wonder if the defense is expecting just heavy run the whole time. It's the 50-50 balls that South Dakota State was concerned about. They hit big ones versus Sam Houston State. And now a big one early to McCutcheon for 40 yards.
Beat Don Gardner to get the ball into South Dakota State territory. Design run for Malott. And look at the lateral quickness there by Gardner and Logan Bacchus. You got to give Gardner a lot of credit. Gets beat on a deep ball and immediately tackles Malott at the line of scrimmage on the next play.
Comes right back, makes a nice play. Bacchus really made that play possible. Did a good job of forcing Malott to bubble his run, and Gardner, who was in position on that ball, he just got boxed out by McCutcheon, who's got that big body at 6'3", 200 pounds. After one quarter, surprised at the amount of passing we've seen. Right now the Bobcats driving on the arm of Tommy Malott.
In frozen Bozeman, Montana, we are tied at the end of one in one of the biggest home games ever at Bobcat Stadium. Come on back for the second quarter.
Are you ready for a mashup of division rivals on Monday night?
Hey, it's the heavyweight fight tonight.
Are Fields and the Bears ready to air it out at the Midway?
We're cooking with grease. We're cooking with grease.
Are Cook and the Vikings ready to run wild on the road?
Hey, nobody said this game would be easy, all right?
The purple and gold are ready. The Windy City is ready.
I like this type of party.
Are you ready?
We found the right model. Now what would make you feel comfortable with the price?
Well, no one made me feel more comfortable than my kindergarten teacher, Miss Jane.
This one is special. And this one is also special.
What's really special is saying, show me the Carfax value. You'll get the most accurate price based on the vehicle's accident history. Look for me and stop overpaying. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
What do we want for dinner? Burgers! I want a sugar cookie. I want a bucket of chicken. I want...
It's the easiest because it's the cheesiest. Kraft for the win-win.
The road home for the holidays, where the ultimate driving machine becomes the ultimate cruise through 3 states machine. The ultimate zip around the corner for mom's cooking machine. And even the ultimate we couldn't get out of there any faster machine. Because at BMW, we know every holiday looks different. So we created the ultimate whatever your road home looks like machine. Receive a credit of up to $2,500 through January 3rd.
It's the You Are My Diamond sale. Get 25% off everything. This is how we shine. At Zales, the Diamond Store.
Things could be strangers, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out.
Finally!
Changes, ripping out pages. I'm going through changes now.
Beautiful day to run down the mountain. The Bridgers in the background. Yeah, there you go. Come on, pup. Right up to the camera. 7-7 in snowy Bozeman as we get ready for the second quarter in this FCS semifinal. Montana State, the home team, has it just past midfield on a second down, and their true freshman quarterback, Tommy Malott, is stopped in the backfield by Reese Winkleman for a loss of 1. It'll be 3rd and long. I got to tell you, Stinch, there are great backdrops all over college football. You think about the Rose Bowl. You go up to Berkeley with that beautiful backdrop in the Bay Area. the enormity of SEC stadiums. With the bridgers in the background, these mountains, I mean, Bobcat Stadium, it's got to be on your list of most stunning backdrops in college football.
A fantastic setting and a packed house here tonight. More than capacity. We've got to bring in seating for this ball game.
On 3rd and 10, Malott throws short, and it's caught at the 40-yard line. A flag comes in as the ball is caught by Nate Stewart. It could be a roughing penalty on the quarterback, a late hit.
Roughing the passer. Defense number 91. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Xavier Ward with the late hit here, and Malott is still moving around slowly.
Well, he got hit pretty good on the touchdown throw to Nate Stewart earlier. Watch at the end of this play. See 91 Xavier Ward, yeah. Takes a shot, went up high, pops Tommy Malott, and you have to know, the head referee, the white hat, he's responsible for that quarterback, especially after that ball's out of his hands. You're going to draw a penalty on that.
Malott stays in, but moved rather slowly the last 30 seconds. He's got Elijah Elliott and Jahari Martin to each of him, each side. And it's Elliott following blockers. Great lateral closing speed by Bacchus. It'll be 2nd down after a pickup of 3.
You know, when talking with Jimmy Rogers, defensive coordinator, he's talking about Bacchus, and watch how quickly he covers ground right here. Diagnoses quickly. Look at that lateral quickness and speed for him to close. This was a well-blocked play on the perimeter. He was the backside linebacker to make that play in space. That ankle that he's been playing on that was dinged up early in the year seems like it's healthy here today.
Over 300 career tackles for him. Elliott makes one man miss, runs into people down near the 18-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. Montana State gets back into the red zone against South Dakota State. And again, the big story coming into the game, Isaiah Afonso, terrific tailback for Montana State, not playing today due to chronic knee pain. Possibly could be back in 3 weeks for the national championship game. Elliott, Martin, Hosey, and the quarterback, Malott, carrying the mail today. And it's the quarterback here who goes right near the 1st down marker, where he's tackled at the 16-yard line.
Yep.
Looks like he is just short.
And you know, Taylor, with that play call, you have to think he was already thinking 4 downs right there. He went heavy formation to the right, and they are. Right back, now he's under center on this snap. Watch the sneak.
He clings into guys, and he does get to the 15-yard line. Let's wait for the white hat. There it is.
And the Jackrabbit defense was ready. They saw it. You know, they were quick to the ball. And under center for Tommy Malott. But the Jackrabbits were ready. So look, they're all covered up. Adam Bach is right there. And he stuffed initially. It was that second effort. I don't know. It might have been a favorable spot. I'm not sure he got to the line to gain. That ball, his back was to the line of scrimmage. It was free play.
They blow it dead.
False start. Offense, wide receiver number 10. 5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
That's why it was blown dead, and it wasn't a free play. Nate Stewart moving too early.
You know when you see a wide receiver jump off sides is when he's expecting the ball. I can promise you it's never because they're getting ready to block. So see him at the bottom of the screen. Watch Stewart a little bit early.
Looked like there was movement
inside,
yeah, by South Dakota State on the line, but they get Stewart outside. Malott a little rattled by that Jackrabbit front at the moment. Now 1st and 15. On a zone read, he gets back near the original line of scrimmage where Michael Griffin, the all-world safety, makes the tackle. 2nd and 10.
You see Malott, we talked about it earlier. He's going to have to be the central part of this thing, a guy that didn't get a start until the postseason. Obviously a bye in the first round because of that 8th seed. Able to just get back to that original line of scrimmage on that last run.
6th ever quarterback to play for the Bobcats that's from Butte, Montana. One-on-one to the end zone. McCutcheon is out of bounds. The cannons go off, but it's incomplete.
A heck of a catch. Just not a reception in this one. Comes up with it, working against Don Gardner again. And he's going to be a mismatch because of his length at 6'3". You can understand why they repeatedly try on those 50-50 throws to the boundary when he's man up in coverage.
10th play upcoming here. Got to get near the 5-yard line. Malott pumps. Pumps again. Gets the edge, and he's down at the 10 before the spin and the dive. It'll be 4th and goal from there, and here comes the kicking team.
Key stop, big stop by the Jackrabbits. Cade Tervier able to retrace. Great job. See him right at the boundary, number 94. Great hustle to keep him from getting the line to gain. Right there, he's out of bounds, and right foot right before he initiated that spin move.
Blake Glessner to give Montana State the lead back from 27 yards, right through there. The winner gets the Bison in 3 weeks in Frisco. Brent Vegan would love to play his alma mater.
Destination.
You want fries with that?
Introducing Wendy's new hot and crispy fries. Preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. Try them today, only at Wendy's.
We've been waiting all year to come together. Happy holidays from Lexus.
Get 1.9% APR financing on the 2022 ES350.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head? Comb it over? Wear a hat? Just stop. This isn't 1970. Keep your hair and your confidence because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts, can give you your real hair back permanently. Check them out today because they're giving away an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card to everyone who texts CARE to 234-234. Dude, you don't have to look like your dad because this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're ahead of the curve. They use the latest technology to give you your real hair back. And the best part, Bosley's permanent solution is protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Let them show you for free how awesome your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off. Text CARE to 234-234. Ask about the Bosley Guarantee. That's CARE to 234-234.
Graduation was yesterday here in Bozeman. You know what? We've seen some incredible grads play for these two teams through the years kicking footballs. You could argue the two greatest kickers ever, Stinch. I mean, at any level. Adam Vinatieri, South Dakota State, and Jan Stenerud for Montana State. Both went on to be Hall of Famers. Well, Vinatieri will be in a few years because he kicked till he was almost 50 years old. This ball kicked into the end zone, and South Dakota State will get it at the 25. Coming up at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific over on ABC. Quarterback Logan Bonner and wide receiver Devin Tompkins lead Utah State against Oregon State in the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl, presented by Stiefel. It is truly the most wonderful time of the year. It certainly feels like that here. A week away from Christmas, all the snow everywhere the eye can see. What a backdrop to decide who gets to go play for the national championship.
You said it earlier, Winter Wonderland. We saw a shot earlier. I think Santa's in the stands. Not sure who he's pulling for.
You know, Griff, our director, he thinks he's the real deal. Like this is the real Santa. This is him.
Definitely looks the part. There's no doubt. I'm glad that he wore his usual outfit. Yeah, it's neutral.
I think that's him.
It's hard to tell who he's pulling for, though, right? Although looks like a Bobcat fan that he's hanging out with.
What is the North Pole? About 10 minutes north of here?
That's right. Yeah, it's just one exit up.
Bobcat fans have packed this place. Overflow crowd. Oladokin fakes plenty of time and rifles one in there past the 40. What a good ball that was for a first down up to the 42-yard line for 17 yards. Canyon Bauer with just his 9th catch of the season.
Just excellent protection up front, and really Oladokin has had his time. There hasn't been a lot of pressure, not a ton of passing, although more than we would have anticipated coming into this game. His 5th attempt. He's now 5 of 5, 4 different receivers for the Jackrabbit offense.
Yeah, they do, Alyssa. And Yankee unable to make the catch there. These guys are studs, Alyssa.
Yeah, Pierre Strong said they're the hardest working people you'll ever be around. Chris Oladokin said every single snap they play with an extra chip on their shoulder, keeping them clean, him and the backs. He said if they get tackled even one time, all 5 of them are running over to pick us up and make sure we're good to go and are ready for blood on the very next play. So you can tell they love running behind these guys.
You love hearing that, Stench.
I give credit where credit's due, and I love the fact that they're doing it. You know, they're both their bookend tackles. Excellent. You see the shift now, a direct snap.
Direct snap to Davis, and Isaiah is past the 45, right at the 45. It'll be 3rd down from there. Trey Webb on the tackle. All the coaches, the coordinators, the head coaches, all said it comes down to Montana State's defensive front against South Dakota State's offensive line. On a 3rd and 7 here, let's watch Daniel Hardy for Montana State. He'll be at the top of your screen on the line trying to get to Oladokin.
This is the down and distance the Jackrabbits want to stay out of.
Dump off. What a catch by Kraft in traffic. And look at the big man go. Inside the 20. First down, Jackrabbits.
What a perfect play call. You're anticipating pressure. We talked about it on the call. Offensive coordinator X said, look, we know they get exotic on 3rd and long. How about a middle screen to your quote-unquote freak at tight end in Tucker Kraft? And boy, did he show it. How about the speed demonstrated by big number 85 after the catch to not only run away from defenders, but to get separation running down the sideline. What a huge conversion.
38 yards. You can see why he's an All-American. 3 catches for 63 yards. Rudy Voss is in at quarterback with Michael Morgan blocking in front of him, and Voss on a design run playing the Malott role. Gets down to the 13-yard line. Rudy has run it 12 times for 91 yards on the season and a touchdown.
Voss staying in the game now. So 2 out of the last 3 plays where you see someone else getting the snap from center. Well, it was a wildcat look, and now Voss in there at quarterback as a runner on that previous snap.
Freshman from Lakefield, Minnesota, staying on the field. On a 2nd and 6, he fakes makes the run, throws over the head of Kraft. Man, he had him too. You can see why they don't ask him to throw the football much. He's 1 for 4 passing.
And they had him. You're right. Kraft had snuck just past the line of scrimmage. They're trying to sell that quarterback power. Just not enough. See how he turned Kraft around. If that ball is over his inside shoulder where he was looking, it's 6. And instead, Kraft had to spin all the way around. The ball was thrown outside. Would have been a sure touchdown.
Put the passer back in. Chris Oladokin on a 3rd and 6. Oladokin, nice ball, and it's caught by Yonke, diving to the end zone. Touchdown.
Oladokin's pass is complete to number 9, Jaden Yonke. Touchdown, Jackrabbits.
The Jackrabbits take the lead with one of the Yonke twins. This is Jaden, 13 yards.
And once again, nice protection by the Jackrabbit offensive front. Yonke starts on the right side of the formation. He's got time to come all the way across the football. Ball's a little bit behind him, and Jeffrey Manning again coming up from his safety position. A couple of missed tackles in this game, had a chance to stop him short. Instead with the extra point, 14-10 lead. What a drive by the Jackrabbits.
Coach Stig's team wants to get back to Frisco. They're in a good one with Montana State in Bozeman today.
Road home for the holidays, where the ultimate driving machine becomes the ultimate cruise through 3 states machine. The ultimate zip around the corner from Mom's cooking machine. And even the ultimate we couldn't get out of there any faster machine. Because at BMW, we know every holiday looks different. So we created the ultimate whatever your road home looks like machine. Receive a credit of up to $2,500 through January 3rd.
Beautiful Saturday here in Bozeman. Alyssa Lang does not believe this, but the temperature's actually gone up a bit. It was near 0 the last couple of days. Stench drove all over this area of the country. Time to slide down the hill. Look at the ball control we have seen. This has been a battle in the trenches to be expected. A game that certainly could go 60 minutes before we decide a winner.
Yeah, as good as these teams can run the football on the ground, we've seen some explosive plays in the passing game. None bigger than the screen pass to Kraft on that 3rd and long to set up the touchdown.
Elijah Elliott with the fair catch.
Montana State coming back on offense with Tommy Malott at quarterback. He's only thrown it 7 times. He's carried it 12 times for 58 yards. Asked to do just about everything today. Remember, this guy was a catch-all type of player for Brent Vegan in his offense throughout the regular season, really like a Taysom Hill. He did everything on special teams. Yeah. He played receiver. He was in the backfield, played some quarterback in a run in a short yardage situation. Then Matthew McKay entered the portal at the end of the regular season after he started every game in the regular season at quarterback. And your postseason quarterback is this guy, and he finds a wide open Pickering. into South Dakota State territory.
How about that play? South Dakota State, they get a little creative offensively on their drive. How about this one? Looks like a zone read. Instead, he got a great, nice pull read on that one. Ends up dumping it to Pickering downfield.
33 yards on a nice little pump fake by Malott there to get it to the sophomore from Sunburst, Montana. Now Malott takes off and runs and breaks tackles, and he has another first down to the 30. 12 more for the true freshman.
More Q power looks now in this game. We were wondering, how are you going to get Malott as the inside runner? Because typically that's Afonso, the guy that's not available in this game. He's usually the inside runner. That time Malott able to get downhill.
And the reason they waited until the postseason to make this change is because Coach Vegan felt an extra week would serve him well. Almost snapped it and got an offsides call, but Jackrabbits don't come across. Malott doesn't like what he sees down the field and takes off and gets 8 or 9 more. So hard to bring down, but they thought, Stinch, with the fact that they got that bye in the playoffs, that gave him 10, 12 days and a bunch of practices against each other to adjust to having a new starting quarterback.
Yeah, and they said they felt as if throughout the season that this was an eventuality. This was imminent. It was just a timing issue. When would he ultimately be the first one to take the snaps? Interesting that it happened in the playoffs, but so far it has paid dividends like it did on that last snap on blocked up front. His mobility extends the play to pick up positive yards.
That's Elliott standing next to Malott. And Tommy keeps it again. They're chanting his name, and he's got a first down. Make it a 1st and goal inside the 10, marked down to the 4. Alyssa, this guy is doing it all.
Yeah, and if you're watching Montana State for the first time, you might be going, a freshman quarterback starting for the first time in the postseason a couple of weeks ago. We talked to Coach Vegan about how that changed the play calling. He said, it really didn't. We can even be more creative. He's so smart. He knows the playbook so well. Really good at understanding and setting protection as well, which allows them to be more free offensively. And not to mention, of course, the speed. We've been able to see that on display today.
No question. And good decision-making so far from the true freshman. Great block that time by another true freshman in Elijah Elliott to get Malott to the edge.
Moves 2 tight ends and a running back to the left. He follows him wide open for the touchdown. Malott shifts the protection, and they move to earth in front of him.
Great job by the front, and an even more impressive job by Jahari Martin. But watch the puller, set the edge. Jahari Martin, the lead blocker, and Malott with the walk-in touchdown. Quite the answer by the Bobcats.
Both teams no points on the opening drive. They've scored on 5 straight possessions. Now it's Montana State back on top.
The most dramatic saga in football is taking place right now.
Incredible NFL theater. 600 touchdown passes for Tom Brady. Halfway through the NFL's biggest season ever. Stay tuned.
This week on Demand.
Are we gonna have to leave Belfast?
We'll fight this together.
This is war.
Click the On Demand button now for the hottest new releases from Frontier.
Don't miss Happy Honda Days at John Eagle Honda. It might be our biggest sale of the year. You can get 0 down and no payment for 90 days. And we've got 200 units in stock, 12 at or under $15,000. Get one today with 0 down and just $225 a month. 0 down, no payment for 90 days, $225 a month. This weekend at John Eagle Honda. Don't miss Happy Honda Days this weekend at John Eagle Honda, where it's always easy at Eagle.
Montana State has 262 total yards. Tommy Mellott has 249 of them. Guy has done it all at quarterback so far in the postseason. Not just today, but 2 weeks ago on this field against UT Martin. Then last week he goes and beats the defending national champion Sam Houston. Throwing, running, and catching. Oh, okay. Tom Cruise, Tom Brady, Tom Mellott. I like it.
It's a natural progression.
Yonke from the 4 with a flag down gets up to the 25.
Whistles everywhere. Flag came in late.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 57. 10-yard penalty, be first down.
Jackrabbits will be backed up. Coming up next over on ESPN, the Bowl quadruple header rolls on with Eastern Michigan and Liberty in the Lending Tree Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. And we cap the day with the 23rd ranked Ragin' Cajuns and the Marshall Thundering Herd in the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Both games are also available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Bobcat fans are not just in the stands, they're outside the stadium, and all of them are yelling at Chris Oladokin, who hands off to Pierre Strong, and he gets nothing. Simeon Woodard,
true freshman, triggers into that backfield almost immediately. Coming from the perimeter. It's a nice piece of tackling. You see him right there. There's no way to dig him out. He already had inside leverage on Jackson Yonke. Couldn't get inside on it. That's a free hitter. And it was right at the point of attack. That was the perfect call into that offensive play.
Again, it's Strong. And Strong gets ahead. He gets close to 8 yards. You got to love John Stiegelmeier, the head coach at South Dakota State. Great, you stopped us on first down. Guess what I'll do? I'll do it again. Run it right at you. Never abandons the run. Believes in his team, especially that offensive front. And we'll see what Coach Stig and offensive coordinator Jason Eck draw up here on the 3rd and 2.
We got a heavy formation into the boundary.
And it's a snap that goes to an up back. It was Tucker Kraft who picked up the football, lined up under center. How about that? A little trickeration from Stig and Coach Eck to get the first down.
Well, they've been dialing it up with the creativity, even in the last drive. So watch Kraft. He comes from the end of the last scrimmage. Looks like he's got a motion. And he kind of caught the Bobcats. You see both linebackers, they're kind of looking to see, is he going to reset? Is he going to trade all the way across the formation? And instead, quick, under center, and able to get that snap and an easy first down on the sneak.
Now, more conventionally, it's Davis, and he gets up to the 34-yard line. It's important to be objective in life, Stinch, but this is a fact. John Stiegelmeier is one of the best people in college football. Anybody that's ever met him would certainly agree with that. 25th year as the head coach, 185 wins. He just signed a new contract extension this week. He's the definition of being where your feet are. Oladokin throws, and it's caught up at the 44-yard line by Zach Hines. And that's another first down. What do you make of what Stig's done with his program?
And, you know, it's the consistency at which he's been able to put together a championship caliber program and how he's gone about doing it.
Oladokin with the offense moving quickly, gets up to the 48.
First time in this game where we saw Daniel Hardy move Oladokin off his spot, forced him to scramble. You talk to that coaching staff at South Dakota State, all these guys talk about how much they have learned from coaching and being on this staff and around the culture that's been built opposite North Dakota State, you're talking about one of the most consistent winning programs at the FCS level.
I love the beard too. It's been growing since the South Dakota loss. He was so upset. He doesn't cuss. He just yells, "Holy nutmeg," every time he gets mad. He was so mad he grew a beard and hadn't cut it since. The Jackrabbits haven't lost since. Oladokin fakes it, gets out of the pocket, and he gets up near the 50-yard line. It's going to be third and a couple from there. Rylan Ort forcing Oladokin out of bounds.
A lot of time leaked off of the clock before that snap. Now you're under a minute on this third down. We've already seen it earlier where they were able to pick up on a third and 4+, 5+. This isn't as long as the last third that they converted on the middle screen to Kraft, but not a comfort zone versus the Montana State defense that can get very creative. Look at you see Amandre Williams at the top.
It is a first down for Oladokin, staying on his feet down to the 35-yard line. 16 yards by the one newcomer on this offense this season.
Kid from Tampa, played at Sanford. He's handling the elements really well. Amandre Williams was the spy, number 3. See him? Missed that tackle right in the middle of the screen. They had he and Daniel Hardy to the same side of the formation. Williams didn't even rush. He was there purely for the scramble, and Oladokin able to break that tackle and get the first down.
You see last play written on the back of the helmet. That last one gives the Jackrabbits new life. Oladokin off his back foot. Man, he had Bauer, but it looked like Eric Zambrano may have messed up Bauer's vision a bit. 2nd and 10.
There's no doubt he had it. But you mentioned it, Zambrano just enough. Able to elevate, get that left arm up and disrupt. You're looking to try to pick up another big positive. So you're going for the throat right there, see if you can't pick it up. And Tucker Kraft to that side of the formation as well. This time, he's to the right side of the line, just off the hip of the right tackle, and is now motioning into the boundary.
Dumps it off in traffic, and that was Jackson Yonke, the intended target. But there were Bobcats everywhere. It's third down.
Back to the screen game. Had great success with it earlier. That time they had hit it to Kraft. This time trying to jam it in there to Yonke. 3rd and 10. Last time we saw this was that middle screen to the tight end. But so far, South Dakota State's done a great job of protection, able to hold up.
Cole Fromm can kick it from here. They're in his range to kick a field goal on the 11th play of the drive. Oladokin gets rid of it and tackled right at the line of scrimmage is Davis by Jeffrey Manning Jr. It's 4th down with 25 seconds left in the half. The clock is running. See if Coach Stig will wait until there's just a few seconds left and bring Fromm onto the field.
Nothing to lose at that point, but that time they talked about all week. It's the big games, the stunts and twists that Montana State can employ on a passing down. They've done a great job of protection, but they did not trade off the stunt that time. They moved Oladokin off his spot. That affected that play in its ability to pick up positive yards, make this a more makeable kick, or even perhaps convert.
I can feel Alyssa's eye roll as I say this, but the elements aren't that much of a factor today. The wind is not up. The temperature's actually increased to almost 30 degrees. So this certainly is within Cole Fromm's range. He made a 54-yarder earlier this season. In fact, he's made 3 from 50+. See if Coach Vegan calls one. He's got all 3 of his timeouts. He does.
Timeout, Montana State.
I guess the
Their
goal
first
is to
half.
ice the kicker
30-second
in
time.
case the elements aren't doing that for you.
Alyssa, how cold is it on the field right now?
I'm glad you weren't standing next to me when you said it's not that bad, because there were some bad words maybe going through my mind when you said that. It's cold down here. You guys are behind like 3 inches of glass.
The windows are open.
Yeah,
Alyssa.
sure.
Yeah, there's a net in front of us right there. It's like a screen.
It's cold, but the beautiful snow, the mountains, and a heck of a football game make up for it right now.
No doubt.
Let's see if Cole Fromm, the transfer from Nebraska, can connect from 51 yards. Snow's not melting. We haven't gotten above freezing yet. Fromm's kick has plenty of leg, and it is good. Right where we want it, right? 17 apiece at the break. What a first half that was. Fromm makes his fourth kick from 50 plus. And remember, the Jackrabbits do get the football to start the second half. So big 3 points there for Coach Stig as they go to halftime. And Alyssa is on the field.
Coach, heck of a half from your young quarterback so far. What do you want to see in the second?
Well, we just got to get them off the field defensively. I know offensively we've been able to move the ball. Tommy's playing well. He's making things happen. Defensively, we got to tackle better for sure. I think that'd be the top priority.
What will be the adjustments you make defensively at half?
Well, I just think we got to challenge our guys. You know, it's not a bunch of calls. It's not those type of things. We just got to make some plays. South Dakota State's got good skill players. We got good skill players too. We just got to make those plays in open space.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Brent Fegan's had the best first season any Montana State coach has ever enjoyed. Now he's trying to get his team to the national championship game, tied with South Dakota State at the break.
You want fries with that?
Introducing Wendy's new hot and crispy fries. Preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. Try them today, only at Wendy's.
Sometimes family is the one you make. Where there's love, there's family. Ritz, a taste of welcome.
It's the 12 days of Checksmas. With tips from John and Chrissy. Exclusive recipes. And delicious holiday hacks. Unlock 12 surprises on every box.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Hey guys, Chase Cooley here. I know you're hearing a lot in the news lately about new and used vehicle shortages and supply chain disruptions. Unfortunately, at most dealerships, that means that there aren't enough vehicles to give you a loaner car to drive if your vehicle stops running or has to be in the shop overnight. In order to help our customers, we are adding more vehicles into our loaner fleet to make sure that if your vehicle needs important repairs, you don't have to go without transportation. Visit any of our 13 state-of-the-art service centers today and let us take care of all your vehicle service and maintenance needs. Shop me first, shop me last. Either way, come see Clay.
When the Cowboy Channel needed furniture for their office and the new Cowboy Channel bar in Fort Worth, they went to Runyon's Fine Furniture in Roanoke, Texas. And now, Cowboy Channel viewers, you can too. Runyon's Fine Furniture, your home for the highest quality Western furniture in the United States, is now shipping their customized Western furniture nationwide. You can find your next piece of beautiful furniture for your home or ranch at runyonsfinefurniture.com.
South Dakota State, Montana State, FCS semifinal. Sam Acho, Joey Galloway, Matt Berry alongside. Winner of this game gets the trip to Frisco to play for the FCS National Championship. Their opponent already in the clubhouse based on what we saw yesterday to the other semifinal, JMU, North Dakota State. North Dakota State up 13-7. That place gets loud in Fargo here. Punt blocked by MJ Hampton for JMU.
Yeah, not a lot of offense early for JMU. They get the turnover early in the second half. They got a chance to take the lead.
Second and goal on the 4. Cole Johnson takes advantage to Devin Ravenel.
When you're in the red zone, you have to protect the goal line and the end line. This was no protection right there.
All right, here comes North Dakota State. Cam Miller play action to Hunter Lipke. Great play. NDSU regains the lead.
Lipke had a big game. 110 yards rushing, 89 yards receiving, and 2 receiving touchdowns.
So 3rd and 10, JMU under pressure. Destin Talbert. What a hit.
Game-sealing interception. Huge for North Dakota State. That was their 9th trip to the FCS championship coming up.
You caught huge. What about huge for Jackson State? Travis Hunter, ESPN's number 2 overall rated recruit, flipped from Florida State to sign with Jackson State and Deion Sanders, FSU. Of course, Deion Sanders, where he went to school. His alma mater, not happy with Prime, Coach Prime, that's Travis Hunter. But what a historic move for a player of this caliber in this day and age to commit to Deion and HBCU.
Yeah, this is great for Deion. He's done a great job at Jackson State. Now, can this continue for the rest of the HBCU colleges? Can they pull off this kind of thing? Can Eddie George do this at Tennessee State? You see a coach like Coach Prime, if you're a corner and you're thinking you're very good, you got a chance to go to an NFL eventually, what better place to go get coached by than Deion Sanders, one of the best to ever do it?
And what better place to go and create a legacy? There are very few players that can make a legacy-defining moment like this. Sure. Deion Sanders, as a coach, he said, I'm going to go to an HBCU and change the perception, increase and uplift the tide for all HBCUs. You have a guy, the number 1 recruit for a lot of people. Some say number 2, but some say number 1 recruit in Travis Hunter. To instead of going to Florida State, he's going to an HBCU, and he says, okay, I want you all to follow me. And so for me, yes, shout out to Deion, huge, or 11-1, Celebration Bowl, all of that. But this is a bigger story for Travis Hunter and what he's going to be able to do for a lot of other recruits coming after him.
It always takes one to start it. And I found it odd how angry people got about this.
This is college football recruiting. People
it's
are
this kid's
angry.
decision.
Oh, absolutely. But people still get angry. I mean, they're going to be angry because college football and college athletics are huge for a lot of people. Now, this is a young man's decision. People don't understand that part of it. But this is his career decision to make. And while they're mad, hey, they're wrong for that. But you see that all the time.
And not everyone has the guts to make this kind of decision and also the platform. Think about it. Number 1 recruit, or some say number 2, whatever you want to call it. A number 50, 60, 70, not a top 300 maybe, but you got the guy, only he. The guy. Only he could have made a move that would have caused this kind of a splash. I think that's probably part of what Coach Prime said to him. Let's change the culture, come be coached by me. Think about it. There's nobody better to coach you if you're a DB than Deion Sanders.
Travis Hunter making the decision that was best for himself. We know this all the time about sports. Sports can help in many different facets within your community, and that's the case for the tornado relief. Thousands have been affected by southern and Midwest tornadoes. If you would like to help, please visit redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover from this disaster. More halftime coming up after this.
Socks are the number 1 most requested item in homeless shelters. Underwear is number 2. And t-shirts are number 3. That's why we make incredibly comfortable socks, underwear, and t-shirts. And we donate one for every one you buy. We've donated over 50 million items so far. Comfort for you. Comfort for those in need. Comfort for all. Get 20% off your first purchase at bombas.com.
It's the You Are My Diamond sale. Get 25% off everything. This is how we shine. At Zales, the Diamond Store.
Destination.
Ow!
So you think Santa will like these red and green M&Ms?
I don't know. I never met the guy. He does exist!
They do exist. Santa?
When you spend all year serving others, when you lead by example, you don't just land on the nice list, you get rewarded. by becoming the top brand in new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Celebrate all the good you've done this year with a lineup of Ram trucks built to serve.
Get 1 full year of no extra cost Sirius XM on us and 0% financing for 72 months plus no monthly payments for 90 days on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NCAA's consent is prohibited.
Regrettably, Sam, Joey, and Matt back with you. Casey Thompson, just the latest high-profile quarterback to enter the transfer portal. We've seen it throughout the country. Not surprised with Quinn Ewers, #1 overall prospect, transferring from Ohio State, now committed to Sark at Texas. So Casey Thompson, who had won the starting job midway through the season last year, he will depart UT. So here's a look at some of the quarterbacks on the move. It's a show pony list. You got Spencer Rattler committed to Beamer at South Carolina. Max Johnson yesterday to A&M. Dylan Gabriel closer to Hawaii and home at UCLA. Adrian Martinez, Michael Penix. I mentioned Quinn Ewers there a second ago. So when you look at these quarterback transfers, Sam, this is the thing that happens now. You go in, you either A, compete for the job and don't get it, or B, you have the job and can't hold on to it, and then you enter the portal.
That's the interesting thing. Joey and I were talking yesterday about all these different quarterbacks who are entering the portal. Who's going to make not only the biggest impact, but sometimes it's hard to make an impact. Quinn Ewers, you get excited about coming to Texas, but he's young. Is he going to be able to take the reins right now? Spencer Rattler, you get excited about going to South Carolina. They had a grad transfer, Zeb Nolan, the coach who was playing quarterback. So if you're a South Carolina fan, you're hyped about that. But also Spencer Rattler struggled a little bit when he was at Oklahoma. So for me, I'm excited and eager to see what happens with these quarterbacks.
This is crazy where we are. So Quinn Ewers comes to Ohio State, doesn't play a snap, goes to Texas, and then Casey Thompson leaves. What are you saying? Are you if you're Casey Thompson, just saying, look, Quinn's coming in. I don't know if he's any good or not, but I've heard that he's a pretty good quarterback, so I'm going to get in the portal and just get on out of here now. This is absolutely crazy where we are in the way this is happening. And so you look at these guys, who's going to compete?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Are we not even going to wait around and to find out if we can compete, to see if we can get better, to see if we can learn a system and go against the guy and say, this is my job. I don't like where we are, but it's going to be interesting to see how this continues to work out.
With the competition part of it, what happened to that? You're not just given a starting quarterback job in college football. Is it not earned?
My only pushback would be this: from a player's perspective. If you let's say you're Casey Thompson at Texas, you struggled this year, played well early, then struggled. You knew you weren't going to be the guy. This staff, the organization, they were excited about getting someone else. The writing.
How do you know you weren't going to be the guy, though?
Well, you've waited 2-3 years. He's already a junior. He had waited behind Flip Mellinger.
Played well early. Didn't play. So my thinking would be, I didn't play well in the second half. I'm going to get back at it in the winter, back at it in the spring, back at it in the summer, and be a better quarterback. But now we're to a point where it's like, I didn't play well in the second half, so I'm going to leave.
You remember Tate Martell?
Yes.
5-star kid, Bishop Gorman, Ohio State. Doesn't work out there. He's mouthing off to Justin Fields. Goes down to Miami, can't play quarterback there, ends up playing receiver at Miami, then ends up transferring again.
But what about a guy like Spencer Rattler? Right, Spencer Rattler. So you already got benched. You're not now. Let me go somewhere where I have an opportunity to with the coach who used to be with me when I was in Oklahoma. Coaches leave all the time, and so players. I get it. I get the whole competition piece, but I also know that if you are a junior, Casey Thompson, you've had your opportunity. It didn't go well. The coaches in their mind already think of you a certain way. They already think of a guy like Quinn Ewers in a certain way. That leash may be a whole lot shorter. And so let me go to what could be greener pastures and have an opportunity somewhere else. Whereas even though here they already know me, they already know what they think I can do. Even if I get better, I may not get that opportunity.
Let me bring up another player for you, Jake Fromm in Georgia. All he did was beat out Justin Fields, who ended up transferring to Ohio State. You had Jacob Eason, another 5-star recruit from the Washington area, goes down, gets beaten. He got hurt with some issues. But I'm with you. At some point, if a quarterback just doesn't like their place in the depth chart, if you're a coach now in college football, you've got a challenge on your hand because you get 2 5-stars on your roster once because one of them's Baylor.
So what would you have liked a guy like Casey Thompson to do?
Compete,
get better, and then still didn't get the job, and then all of a sudden he doesn't.
Have you seen Quinn Ewers throw a college football pass?
I haven't.
What do you mean
but
still
apparently
didn't get the job, though? Like, you're already setting up the idea of I'm not going to get the job. I know you competed. I don't know if you ever approached a situation and said, you know what, I'm not going to get the job. Who does that? Who's competing that way? And honestly, if that's the way you're competing, then I don't want you on my team anyhow.
And of all the positions in college football, quarterback, that's the one you got to see who's got the chest to compete and lead. Let's say there's a lot of guys in that portal.
I got you, don't worry.
I've started guidance.
Looks like you're home. This holiday season, hurry in to the BMW Road Home sales event and find your way home in the ultimate driving machine. Receive a credit of up to $2,500 through January 3rd.
These used cars look the same, but how can you tell which one's the better deal?
Bring in Dad from Sarasota? Hey, Dad.
This one's broken.
Dads are great, but let's say, show me the Carfax value. You'll get the most accurate price based on the vehicle's accident history. Look for me and stop overpaying. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
We were asked to be a team. We were asked to represent. We had an opportunity to fulfill lifelong dreams. We are someone's daughter, son, mother, father. We are athletes. We are historic. And we've made history again. All of us. Together.
This week on Demand.
Are we gonna have to leave Belfast?
We'll fight this together.
This is war. Open up your eyes, then you realize.
Click the On Demand button now for the hottest new releases from Frontier.
When you think of 75 years.
75 years. 75 years. Still evolving and getting better every day.
You are watching what greatness is all about.
Be on the biggest stage. Playing with the greatest players on the planet. Hopefully I keep building some moments.
A legendary performance.
And being the last team standing. Huge honor to be a part of NBA 75.
And have a small part of history.
You're watching college football's FCS semifinals on ESPN. South Dakota State and Montana State tied at 17 at the break. The All-American Pierre Strong trying to keep the Jackrabbits to the next game.
So you think Santa will like these red and green M&Ms?
I don't know. I never met the guy. He does exist.
They do exist. Santa?
Oh, this is so cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, it's time to go. Dad, we have to go back to Lowe's. Dad, the tire! Yeah.
The holidays begin at Lowe's, where you'll find all you want during Winterfest.
Carolers?
Let's go back to Lowe's.
We make sit-down chicken, stand-up chicken, backyard chicken, oops chicken, lots of time chicken, no time chicken. If there's one thing we know, it's chicken, chicken, and chicken. More choices, more wow, more to love. Tyson.
When faced with a challenge, it's good to remember how you've overcome them before. Range Rover Sport, driven to another level.
It's the You Are My Diamond sale. Get 25% off everything. This is how we shine. At Zales, the Diamond Store.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
One half to decide who will play the Bison of North Dakota State in the national championship game in 3 weeks, tied up at 17 apiece. And for some reason, since we came to Montana, I've grown a few inches and I'm taller than the All-American Matt Stinchcomb. Alyssa Lang's on the field. I'm Taylor Zarzer. These are two of the best defenses in all of college football at the FCS level, Stinch. They've gotten pushed around by these offenses.
Well, the offense have enjoyed a lot of success in this game outside of 2 open possessions, right? When you start the game, Montana State, they punt. South Dakota State, they get into scoring position, get stuffed on a 4th and 1. Otherwise, it's been these offenses trading blows. Pierre Strong able to get that rushing game going for South Dakota State on the ground, something that we anticipated. And then they were able to close out the first half with that made field goal to knot things up on the scoreboard. And of course, the Jackrabbits get the ball back first here in the second half. But Tommy Mellott, who we knew had to play a huge role for the Bobcats, boy, he's answered the bell so far.
He's been terrific. In the last play, a 4-yard touchdown run. There's actually a picture in the stadium of Tom Brady next to Tommy Mellott. Tommy Brady would tell you that the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half is where the game really is won or lost. Like you said, it's a critical moment here for the Jackrabbits to take the lead as they'll get the football at the 18. What did Coach Stig have to tell you, Alyssa?
You guys mentioned it. Both head coaches not super happy with their defense. I asked Coach Stig what his emphasis was at halftime. He said, I told our defense we have to cut down on those explosive plays. Our quarters have to go up and make a play on the football. He said, offensively, we're doing a pretty good job so far, but unsurprisingly, he said, we got to continue to open up those holes to run the football.
Temperatures in the 20s all day. We haven't had any snow. There is a front north of us and south of us. We'll see if we can dodge that in the second half. Got a bunch of winter weather all week here in the 41st state in the union, Montana. Oladokin on the run, moves the pocket. Nice ball and a great catch made by Jaden Yonke, taking the hit, too, from Eric Zambrano. First down, Jackrabbits.
The Yonke twins have paced the passing attack largely for the Jackrabbits offense, certainly throughout the first half. They come out throwing to open up this possession. Once again, able to convert the sticks in the passing game. Both these teams going into half having gained more yards in the air than on the ground.
Big tight end Tucker Kraft was great in the first half. He goes in motion, and it's Strong following Kraft in that right side of the line. And he gets about 3. Troy Anderson, the all-world linebacker, makes the tackle for Montana State. Strong and Davis combining for over 100 yards rushing so far, although Isaiah Davis has not been very effective today. Davis just with 11 yards rushing. Strong at the long touchdown run of 44 yards. And he's on the field here on a 2nd and 6. Oladokin Trying to find Hines, instead just bounces it into his bench. 3rd and 6.
A little chippy there at the end of the play. Garrett Greenfield, number 74, and Daniel Hardy having a little discussion about how things went on that previous snap. Nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Oladokin wisely dumping that football. Now the question will be, we've seen them able to convert. Screen game, a scramble there towards the end of the first half by Oladokin. But this is the down where Montana State has been able to affect the passer. They haven't gotten the outcome that they've wanted. 4 of 6 on 3rd down so far for the Jackrabbits.
Oladokin wants to take off, finally gets rid of it, and Kraft breaks a tackle and gets the first down. Zambrano was there. Kraft was maybe the 5th option on the play, and by just being as large and physical as he is, moves the chains.
It's backyard football. You know, protection ends up breaking down. Still nowhere to go with the ball. Oladokin does a good job of staying alive, and Kraft was calling for it in the middle of the field. Zambrano, he just bounces off of Kraft. How physical number 85 is. We saw the speed earlier on the screen, and once again on 3rd down, it's the tight end of the Jackrabbits that bails out the offense.
Somewhere Dallas Goddard is watching this game saying, yep, tight ends, Jackrabbits of South Dakota State. Pierre Strong runs ahead to the midfield where Amandre Williams makes the tackle. You know, Jason Eck, the offensive coordinator for South Dakota State, told you that Kraft may be further along than Goddard was through his first 2 seasons in college.
Yeah, he's talking about just physically, from a skill set standpoint, where he is right now. He felt as if he was set up even better. See Dallas Goddard, obviously incredibly talented, moved on to the next level. Eck was talking about how he thinks Kraft is probably even more gifted, maybe not from a football instinct standpoint. That'll come.
Isaiah Davis back in, and Davis gets a couple. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Maybe they look for Kraft again here, Alyssa.
Yeah, one of my favorite moments from our meetings this week was when Coach Eck looked at Stinch and said, "Where'd you play again?" And Stinch said, "Oh, I played at Georgia." He was like, "Yeah, you could drop Tucker Kraft on the field at Georgia and no one would know a difference." And I can confirm from standing down here, also having had done a couple of Georgia games this year, that you would not notice one bit of a difference when you look at the size on that guy.
Yeah, he's big and pretty, man, and he's really made his presence felt in this game. They blew out the formation on this 3rd and short.
There he goes across the formation to the right side, and Davis follows him, and he's not going to get there. They blow it dead, even though he wasn't down on the ground. And it's going to be 4th and a yard and a half, maybe 2. Ben Seymour credited with the tackle.
Forward progress was stopped at the 48-yard line. It'll be 4th. So you see Kraft coming across the formation. They're trying to run it right up the middle, and a great job. Look at that anchor. Right in the middle of the defense by Ben Seymour. For 98 for the Bobcats, made that play possible. And once again, short yardage defense by the Bobcats coming up big. And Isaiah Davis, who is a physical runner, gets denied.
How cold could Hunter Dustman be right now? The punter for South Dakota State makes his first entrance onto the field. Fair catch by Patterson way inside the 5-yard line. That's a mistake. Montana State is backed up at their own 4. Dustman says, "I'm warm. I'm ready to go." What a game this is.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals, Friday, December 31st on ESPN.
Sometimes family is the one you make. Where there's love, there's family. Ritz, a taste of welcome.
I need 3 Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wraps.
Adding Fritos. Order up.
Sonic Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap.
Ho, ho, ho! Phil Swift here. This holiday season, get everyone on your shopping list the Flex Seal family of products. Flex Seal is the easy way to stop leaks fast. Flex Seal liquid starts out super thick and turns into a strong, flexible rubber. Brush or roll on large areas to protect from wind, ice, or snow. And Flex Shot is the easy way to caulk, bond, and seal. I'm delivering a lot of Flex Seal this holiday, so I turned the boat into a flying sleigh. Yeah! Everyone wants Flex Tape, the super strong waterproof tape that can patch, bond, seal, and repair. Flex Glue is the super strong rubberized glue with amazing instant grab. And Flex Paste fills huge cracks. Even at extreme cold, Flex Paste keeps its hold. Get the Flex Seal family of products at these fine retailers.
You know, my daughter and I are going to go skiing about an hour south here tomorrow. This makes me nervous right here. Oh, no.
Stuck the landing, though. She stopped sliding.
She's fine.
Yeah, look, bounced right up.
I guarantee she went right back up there again.
Yeah, got to get back on the disc.
Elijah Elliott standing in the middle of his end zone next to Tommy Mellott, the quarterback for Montana State. For the Bobcats, fielded on their own 4. Mellott will throw. Nice ball to Lance McCutcheon right at the first down marker, and a flag comes in at the end of the play.
Don Gardner, who they've been going after repeatedly. A couple of 50-50 balls, and now this one to get a first down coming out.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, defense number 21. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Kind of bails out the Bobcats after the bad decision on the punt return. McCutcheon clearly in the field of play. I don't know. I mean, it feels like he's just finishing the play. I'm kind of with the defender on that one. It didn't look egregious.
It's like you said, though, 25 yards on that play with the penalty. Instead of being at the 4, now they're at the 29, and Mellott wants to throw again, but instead will tuck it and run. And that nice lateral quickness again catches up to him as he is run out of bounds by Jackrabbits. It'll be second down.
Once again, though, Montana State doing a great job of managing poor field position. Able to get out of the shadows of their own goalpost so they can get into their regular field offense. So you're not in that coming out offense where you're just trying to gain breathing room.
Graham Spalding showing off the speed there for the Jacks on defense to limit the play to 4. Mellott on a design keeper, banging into more Jacks. He gets about 5, where Cale Reeder makes the tackle to be 3rd and a long one.
Really well blocked by Montana State. You know, they didn't make a living in these type of calls. This is a function of the injury to Afonso at running back. Spending a lot more in the quarterback power game, getting pullers around and allowing Mellott run inside.
Did he get that?
I don't know.
Mellott keeping it himself, but he didn't get a lot of movement into the line, and we'll see where this is marked. It's 4th down.
You're right, there wasn't a ton of push. Coach Began, both offenses now reminiscent of how the first half started.
Right.
Where you both had empty possessions, and then the offenses found their footing. Both defenses were challenged coming here in the second half, and it looks clear that he is short on that 3rd down attempt.
Bryce Layton's second punt, a line drive. Yonke's gonna have to let it go. And now South Dakota State will be backed up. This rolls all the way down to the 7-yard line. It's a 55-yard punt. The team scored on 6 consecutive possessions. Now the defenses have shown up. Still tied at 17.
You want fries with that?
Thousands have been affected by southern and Midwest tornadoes. If you would like to help, please visit redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover from this disaster. They've provided approximately 200 additional blood products to hospitals in response to these devastating tornadoes, primarily in Kentucky, Indiana, and Illinois. Our hearts are with you. Pierre Strong doesn't get much, but stays on his feet before he's pushed out of bounds up near the 9-yard line. He is strong. This All-American tailback is a finalist for the Walter Payton Award, finished 5th in the voting. And they were concerned about him after the concussion, or they put him in the protocols, I should say, in the victory against Villanova. He got through all of it. He has been a horse so far today.
A big run, obviously, to open up the scoring for the Jackrabbits. At that time, would have been a negative yardage play. Just shakes off a would-be tackle for positive yards.
Now it's Isaiah Davis, who was terrific last week. He's been stopped today. He doesn't get much there as Trey Webb makes the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and long for South Dakota State.
And that's usually a play for Strong. He's more the outside runner, but Strong's got some type of an equipment issue. He's on the sideline. His shoe popped off. That's part of the reason why he was able to break that tackle. He pulled his foot right out of his shoe, picked up 3 or 4 yards. But you can see now back-to-back plays where he missed it. They just got his shoe back on.
He's frustrated too. He wants to be out there. Instead, Davis is back there. Dump off again. This time Kraft is stopped for maybe a yard. It's Troy Anderson, the all-world linebacker for Montana State. It's 3 and out for the Jackrabbits.
How about that? Fool me once. You're not going to get number 15 too many times on the same look. Last time, it was brilliantly called. Kraft took it for a big gainer. This time, negligible, if any gain at all. Anderson was all over it. See him saying that, not on my watch. That time, big number 85 gets denied.
And now Dustman from the middle of his end zone runs up and kicks this one. Nice bounce for the Jackrabbits inside the 35. Man, what a weapon Dustman has been on both of these punts. That is a 57-yard punt by the sophomore from East Bethel, Minnesota, still tied up.
We've been waiting all year to come together. Happy holidays from Lexus.
Get $1,500 lease cash toward a 2022 RX 350.
This is how I got Adriana to switch to Aldi.
So Jeannie's always pretending to have these big parties, even though it's just us.
Let me tell you the spread.
Until this point, I didn't think Aldi had the good stuff.
And then Adriana was like, oh, this is so good. And then I was like, Aldi, man. And then she was like, what? And then I was like, I told you. And then she was like, I gotta check this out.
Ho, ho, ho. Why would Santa deliver a ham?
It's my story.
Friends don't let friends pay too much for groceries.
At Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant, we're putting the win in winter. It's the winter of winning, and this December we're giving away $1.6 million in cold hard cash. With $600,000 up for grabs the first 3 Saturdays in December and New Year's weekend, you could win a share of $1 million in cash in our New Year's giveaway. It's all part of the winter of winning at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant.
Oh, I like that old school uniforms in the house today. Here between Montana State and South Dakota State. It is time to eat like a champion. We're going to Mackenzie River Pizza Company. And after this play, we're going to eat some, the Rancher, I believe. And Alyssa's got one on the field. She'll tell us what she has in just a moment. We like to do this each and every week during our show. Tommy Millott at quarterback for the Bobcats has been terrific today. And he's going to plow ahead for a few. Alyssa, what do you have down there?
I have the Stockman, which as I open it, it looks like bacon, pepperoni. Oh, this looks delicious. Cold pizza too. I'm living my best college life.
That's great. I want to know what kind of woodland creature died on your head. What is that you're wearing?
I mean, when in Rome,
That
right?
was very
or
rude.
Montana.
Very rude.
Alyssa,
No, not yours,
do it.
Alyssa. Taylor, you have an appropriate headwear, whereas Taylor has a very disturbing, I don't know what it used to be.
Malott across the middle, and that's caught for a first down, almost into South Dakota State territory. It's Willie Patterson.
Right over the middle. So you see Malott on the run, first with his legs, now with his arm, able to kind of jumpstart this offensive possession. And one that took over further upfield than it should have. Some punt return adventures in this game.
Malott throws, and it's McCutcheon wide open. He's down near the Montana State 35, South Dakota State 35.
That's going to be there this game. Don Gardner is not going to get beaten deep by McCutcheon. It's twice now they came back to it. You see it off the play action, excellent protection. Gardner's playing off, making sure that McCutcheon doesn't get hip to hip with him. That 50-50 ball, that's advantage Montana State. He's going to keep some separation. That throw is going to be there.
Down to the Jackrabbits 35. Malott keeps changing his mind and it eventually dives ahead for 4 yards. It all comes down to this, the college football playoff semifinals, Friday, December 31st on ESPN and the ESPN app. Heisman winner Bryce Young and #1 Alabama take on #4 Cincinnati in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic at 3:30 Eastern. Then it's #2 Michigan and #3 Georgia in the Capital One Orange Bowl. Bearcats, the first group of 5 team to make the playoff. Wolverines, first playoff. Dogs back for the first time in 4 years. And the Tide playing in their 7th playoff in just 8 seasons of this event. Of course, the national championship is January 10th on ESPN. Malott, he just rolls ahead, taking all of his momentum for another Montana State first down. And I'll tell you what, Stinch, if those CFP semifinals are anywhere as close to as competitive as last night's game and today's FCS semifinal, we're in for some good ones.
You're not kidding. I mean, when you think about it, Alabama's like the North Dakota State of the FBS. Some of these dynastic programs.
Malott carrying the mail all day today. 188 yards passing, 124 yards rushing. Over 300 total yards for him. Very rarely does he get rid of the football. He does here, and he simply throws it out of bounds, living to see another play. Heavy pressure in the backfield by Cade Tervier.
A couple times where we've seen Tervier pop up. That time really affecting Malott and his ability to set his feet and flip his hips to get that ball downfield. He wanted McCutcheon, it looked like. Gardner had rolled up. He's tight in the line of scrimmage. Looked as if he was going to look for another 50-50 deep. Instead, ended up having to just heave it out of bounds.
Bobcats in position to take the lead back with just over 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Malott with a big fake. And he gets down inside the 18-yard line where Adam Bach makes the tackle.
They're getting a lot of yardage, a lot of it out of this Q power look. That time he kind of fakes the toss to Elijah Elliott. Be surprised if they don't move the pocket again with Malott. They tried it a second earlier. They're able to get him out on the edge. It allows him to tuck it and run it if need be. Right now they got that formation to the right. See if they run play action and run him and roll him out to the right side.
Instead, he's in a muddy pocket. He gets out of there. Watch out. He can use his legs. First down.
Wow.
Just incredible athleticism by this true freshman from Butte, Montana. Reese Winkleman was all over it.
And they might have gotten away with one. Elijah Elliott was blocking Malik Lofton. Watch late. Malik Lofton comes in on the edge pressure. Wow, you see those arms spun up in the air? White hat's right on top of it. No flag. He spun Lofton completely around on that play.
No flag called on Elliott, and Elliott and Malott look over to Brent Vegan. Play clock running down, and
a lot of confusion.
Montana State.
Elijah Elliott, you talk about him, you got two true freshmen in your offensive backfield. That time Elliott, he didn't know whether or not he was supposed to be emptying out of the backfield or not. Malott looked like he was unclear as to what the alignment should have been at that point. Obviously, you don't want to forfeit. Look, you're in the red zone. You've already opened up this half with empty possessions, both sides. Fantastic scoring opportunity here, a fresh set of downs. Make sure that you've got the alignment correct. You think about back to that first half and the turnovers, and wow, I mean, how much more married can these two teams be? Same number of plays, a little bit more explosive for Montana State. Scores tied. They've had the ball about the same amount of time.
Ninth play of the drive coming up here for Malott in the Bobcats from around the 13-yard line. Malott takes it out of Elliott's body, and he gets down to the 10 where Thomas Stacker makes the tackle. Remember, these are two programs. Uh-oh, an injury there with Willie Patterson. Patterson, the junior from Tacoma, Washington. He's the guy that threw the touchdown pass to Malott last week against Sam Houston and then caught one from him on the next drive. Yeah, just runs into McCutcheon there.
Looked like it kind of clipped his left ankle or his calf. Hard to tell what it was. Definitely a lower leg injury, it looked like, the way he was grabbing. Kind of hobbled around for a little bit before going down.
Remember, these are two programs that lost to arch rivals towards the end of the regular season. Montana State losing over in Missoula to Montana. South Dakota State lost to South Dakota. Rough days, and you're wondering where these teams would go from here. What they've done is each have won out, and now they're in this hardly fought contested battle to try to get to the FCS National Championship game. Amazing job to forget about that and focus on what's in front of you.
No question. A lot of football been played by South Dakota State, especially having participated in the spring season.
Jahari Martin is standing next to Malott. He follows him, and Malott stays on his feet and gets down inside the 5 to near the 4. Man, he is taking some hits, but his Coach Vegan told you before the game, Stinch, this true freshman can handle it.
Well, he's a physical runner, there's no doubt. So they got a little G scheme. Play side guard, pulls and kicks out the edge defender. You've got lead blockers up inside. That's the same play that they ran on the touchdown run earlier by Malott. That time able to get it to 3rd and short.
You can get a first down on the 11th play of the drive if they get it to the 3. And Malott is right at that mark.
Effectively, it's like a QB sneak more than it is a draw, but out of the shotgun.
1st and goal.
And enough to convert. Well, that's the surprising part about Tommy Malott. He's not a physically imposing guy. He obviously has speed. We've seen him in space. But I've been really impressed in this game with how physical he has been between the tackles. He's needed to be because their usual inside runner not available in Afonso.
He's 27 carries today for 144 yards rushing. You would think number 28 is coming up.
Maybe take a shot up top.
Extra effort. Touchdown. 6 feet, not even 200 pounds, playing high school football this time last year in Butte. Comes to Bozeman, says, I'll do anything you want for this football team. I'll block, I'll tackle, I'll catch passes, I'll throw them, and I'll give extra effort as your starting quarterback in the playoffs to give the Bobcats the lead at the end of the third quarter. Six minutes and 29 seconds he took off the clock on a 12-play drive. And Blake Glessner gives Montana State a 7-point cushion as we go to the fourth quarter. Montana State trying to play for the national championship for the first time since 1984.